What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we get into today's video, I gotta go ahead and say thank God for another day and another opportunity. Now, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I'm gonna be bringing y'all a very special build that I put together for y'all. Now, I'm gonna be calling it the offensive threat, offensive juggernaut, and this build is actually going to come out to an inside out point forward, and this build out of all players is going to remind me of the GOAT, LeBron King James. Now, before we get any further into this video, there's a few details that I want to break down to y'all. When it comes down to the animations and abilities out of this build, we're going to be able to get elite contact dunks as well as pro dribble moves. Now, this is going to be a 6'8 build. We're going to be getting anywhere from 76 to 82 badges off rip. And as far as when it comes down to our attributes, the ones that we can reach a 100 plus for is going to be the driving dunk, our layup, mid-range shot, 3-point, as well as our ball handle, pass accuracy, and stamina. So look, before we get any further, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to hit y'all back with a response. So let's go ahead and get started with the creation of this build. We gotta go ahead and put it under the small forward position today. Now, this is gonna be the perfect offensive point guard for your team in any game mode. When it comes down to the height, we're gonna go with 6'8". As for the weight, I decided to go with 186, and then when it comes down to our wingspan, I'm going to go with 7'5". Now, the body shape I like best is going to be built or defined. Really comes down to how you want to go about this, but from here, let's get into the breakdown of these attributes. So when it comes down to our physicals, go with an 82 when it comes down both to our speed and acceleration, and if you want to, these numbers will be adjustable as we go throughout the breakdown. Now, when it comes down to our vertical, I would go with an 82 to get all of our contact dunks unlocked. Normally, I would go ahead and upgrade the strength for a LeBron James build, but today that is not going to be the case. Now, max out that stamina at a 99, and from here, we're going to get into the breakdown of the finishing. So go ahead and put that driving dunk all the way up to a 99. As for the layup, go with an 80, 67 for our close shot, and then when it comes down to our standing dunk, I decided to go ahead and put this all the way up to a 77, and I think this really helps us out on the inside. Now right there, we're going to be able to get a total of 20 badges. The ones that I'm looking at are going to be Pro Touch, Fearless Finisher, of course I like Fast Twitch, but then we get Posterizer and Hall of Fame, Slithery, and Limitless Takeoff. Now for the shooting end, I'm going to go with the mid-range shot all the way up to a 74. Now, like I said earlier, these numbers are optional. Go with an 85 when it comes down to our 3-point shot. And then as for the free throw, I'm going to make sure that I raise this all the way up to an 83 for a total of another 20 badges. Now, the ones that I like are Amped, Space Creator. We also get Green Machine and Agent 3. And then for tier 3, I'm looking at Limitless Range. Now, as far as for the playmaking, put your pass accuracy all the way up to an 86. And I think this is going to be perfect. As for the ball handle, I decided to go with an 89, and then for the speed with ball, for badge purposes, go with the 77, and right there we get 24 badges. I like ankle breaker, also hyperdrive, but then for tier 2, we get quick first step, vice grip, killer combos, and handles for days. Now so far on the offensive end, you can definitely see why I did decide to name this build the offensive threat, also known as the offensive juggernaut. Really going to be able to play like LeBron, but look, here's going to be the catch about this build. We're not going to be upgrading too much out of the defense, just enough to get by. So when it comes down to the perimeter, go ahead and put this up to a 76. As for the steal, we're going to be able to get some turnovers, so go with the 78. And then for the interior, go with the 51, and right there we get 8 defensive badges. Now as you can see, we get ankle braces, box out beast, post lockdown, workhorse, interceptor, and glove. Just a few of the basic badges that are needed to be effective on the defensive end. However, also take into consideration the +4 that you get from your Gatorade workouts or the gym rat badge. On top of all that, the +4 to 5 that you get from buying your own boost, the additional +4 from running with a teammate that has on Hall of Fame floor general. Now the better we play, our stats are also gradually going to raise, and then we also get a +10 towards 2 separate areas depending on which takeovers you decide to run with. So I hope y'all enjoyed the breakdown of the build. When it comes down to the takeovers, we get the slashing, shot critting, sharpshooting, and the playmaking. Now to get the most out of this build, the first takeover that I'm going to be picking from is going to be limitless range. Now the second one, you have 2 different ways that you can go about this setup. One, finishing moves. The second one, ankle breaking shots. I really don't see the playmaking takeover needed. Now from here, it's really going to be up to you. For my best interest to get better shooting stats, I would possibly consider ankle breaking shots, but I also do like finishing moves so I can see the best of both worlds. I'm going to go ahead and leave it like this. Let's go ahead and move forward to make sure that we made the build name correctly. And if you made every single step exactly how I brought it to y'all, we should be getting these 3 comparisons. And as y'all can see together, we were able to create the offensive threat build, which comes out to an inside out point forward. Now, I think this is one of the best offensive point forwards that you can possibly make, and I might have to just rename this build because of what this build is actually coming out to be. Now, I just want to say thank y'all for the support. Here's what the build is going to be looking like once you max it out. Just a few things to take into consideration, the boost that I did mention earlier, but I hope y'all did enjoy this offensive point forward. From here, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of these badges, and remember, however I decide to go about them, base everything out of this build on your own playstyle. So when it comes down to the finishing, I'm going to go with Bronze Back Down Punisher, Rise Up, Silver Fearless Finisher, Acrobat, Hall of Fame Pro Touch, Core Posterizer, and Limitless Takeoff. Now if you want to go the extra route and throw extra badges towards this build, you can do so to unlock Hall of Fame Slithery, but I think with what we're able to do so far, we have everything and more needed to be effective on the inside and finishing. For the shooting, I like Bronze Green Machine, Silver Core Limitless Range, Agent 3, Midi Magician, Gold Amped with Hall of Fame Space Crater, and Volume Shooter. Now there's a few other badges that you can go with, but I'm telling y'all the ones that I did just put on are going to be the most important moving forward, especially if you're looking to be the most versatile out of this build. Now for the playmaking, I like Hall of Fame Ankle Breaker, Quick First Step, Gold Killer Combos, Hyperdrive, Silver Handles for Days, and also Bronze Unpluckable. Now I think Quick First Step and Ankle Breaker are the most important badges out of this area. These 2, I'm telling y'all, paired up together are going to be the best combination that you can run with out of the playmaking. And then to wrap it up on the defensive end, I'm going to go with Box Out Beast, Post Lockdown, Glove, Silver, Interceptor as the core badge with Gold Workhorse. And this is what the build is going to be looking like. Remember, make any adjustments based to your own preference and playstyle. And I just want to say thank you to those of y'all who did make it to the very end. Now look, thank you God for another day and another opportunity. And if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And last but definitely not least, I would appreciate it if everybody commented down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I'll be sure to hit y'all back with a response. And with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.